ChatGPT, you took my job. AI is taking over, and your job is next. AI, it is happening. If you haven't seen ChatGPT, well, you're in for a treat. We take a look here. This is the screen for ChatGPT. And many people are concerned about their jobs because ChatGPT is really producing some interesting configurations and effects. And you might be concerned, but I'm going to discuss why you do not need to worry about this. You need to worry about yourself, not ChatGPT. So you saw here that I have two websites up. We have our GNS3 configuration with Cisco routers, and I'm going to demonstrate how ChatGPT can be useful to you. Now, do you think you will lose your job because of ChatGPT? By the way, I have not lost my job or business. It was just a joke. A little bit clickbaity, but anyway, ChatGPT does promise a lot of things. And it's not just ChatGPT. This is one of many AI, but this is revolutionizing the industry, and it's coming out in the news and everyone is talking about it. So let's show you a few examples on how this works. So if you're a network engineer, you might be wondering how this can impact your job. Well, it could impact your job in about 3 different ways. For example, with automation, AI systems, they're capable of automating certain tasks, which could potentially lead to some jobs being replaced by machines. For example, an AI system might be able to handle certain types of customer service inquiries or perform data entry tasks more efficiently than a human worker. Now, I just demonstrated to you that I have there the Cisco routers in my GNS3 lab, but let's check something out real quick. Let's say you're studying for one of your tests and you want to configure BGP. So let's ask ChatGPT, command line Cisco router BGP. Let's see what we get with that. And as you can see, it says to configure BGP on a Cisco router, you can use the following steps. Enter global configuration mode. Interesting. Set the BGP router ID. Configure BGP neighbor. Oh, it's giving us a whole lot of stuff. To enable BGP synchronization, use the following command, and so forth. And I could just tell it to stop. I don't want it to keep on going, giving me the information here. And it's not taking the command. Why not? As you can see, it keeps giving you information on it. And because this is in beta, sometimes it does go crazy and will not accept commands. So let's be a little bit more specific. I want to put here command line. And that's one of the reasons why you don't have to worry about this taking over your job. Command line for BGP private AS on Cisco routers. Let's see what it gives us. And it's very intelligent. Right off the bat, it knows what an AS is. To configure private autonomous system number for border gateway protocol or BGP on a Cisco router, you use the following command. Router BGP ASN. And it knows what a private BGP number is. So it's very interesting because I could copy this code and I can go over to my routers. Let's go here and let's see. I'm going to go into configuration mode. Can I just paste that in there? Yes, I can. Interesting. So that's good. It works. But here's the thing. You have to know what a private AS is. So it's not just something that this will take over somebody's job. It does need some help. You need to know what a private AS is. So let's ask it. What is a BGP private AS? I missed this. It's already there. Keep in mind that private AS numbers are not globally unique and should not be used for internet BGP routing. They are typically used for iBGP routing within a private network. So it's pretty intelligent, but you still need to know what that means. You can't just be somebody that comes off the street, jumps on a Cisco router. First of all, you probably wouldn't even know how to get into a command line, much less understand what this means. So even though it's very good, it does not necessarily mean that your job would be obsolete. You still need to know these things. And as you know, BGP is a monster. So let's say we want to do BGP route reflector. Let's see. BGP route reflector. Okay, and there we go. It says a route reflector is a router that reflects routes between BGP speakers within the same autonomous system. It helps to reduce the size of BGP routing table and the amount of inter-router communication required to maintain it. That's pretty good. And it shows you the configuration. You can copy that code and you can say neighbor IP address, route reflector client. What I like about it just keeps providing information. We could type stop and it would stop, but it's good to read everything that it provides for you because it is just impressive. And now, once again, when we come in here, it tells us right off the bat that it will produce errors. And that's the nice thing about this. It will never be 100% perfect. Never. Just like Google. If you look at how Google works now, and the search has gotten worse instead of better because it's driven by AI and machine learning. So Google spits out the information that it thinks you want based on previous searches. So instead of getting better, it's just gotten worse because if you prefer a certain thing, a certain method, it will spit out information based on that, not necessarily what is the best. And at times it will provide you with the information that has gotten more hits, which isn't necessarily what we want. So that's the thing here. It doesn't always provide you the information, but it's great in the sense that it could help you to get the information that you need. So for example, ChatGPT it could impact your job, like I said, with automation, also improved efficiency. AI systems can often perform tasks more quickly and accurately than humans, which could lead to an increase in productivity and a reduction in the need for certain types of workers. And 3, changes in skill set required for certain jobs. For years and years, if we just take the example of Cisco, let me type something in here. How to configure Cisco routers. Let's see what it gives me. Okay. There are many different ways to configure a Cisco router depending on the specific task that you want to perform. Okay. So it's giving me that. It tells me access control list and all sorts of things. It tells me to log in with to the console and set the host name. Let me stop this. Doesn't want to stop today. Okay, so it stopped. what I wanted to get at is, in a previous search that I did, it told us how Cisco has created other UIs to configure routers. And throughout the years, they've migrated from one to the next to the next. So it's not always command line. The point I'm trying to get at is that there are people that they know how to configure Cisco routers or switches or any Cisco networking gear using one of the UIs. But there are still many that use the terminal because they prefer the command line. And in many systems, there are configurations that you have to do command line, whether it's Azure, AWS, Google, M365, Cisco, Fortinet. There are many things that you can only do on the command line. So the third thing that AI could potentially impact your job is changes in the skill set that's required for a certain job. It's going to become more prevalent. And it's possible that skills required for certain jobs may shift. For example, if an AI system is able to handle certain tasks that were previously performed by humans, workers may need to learn new skills in order to remain competitive in the job market. So yes, in IT, we have always had the need to keep up to date, stay up to date, and be marketable, be competitive in this IT market. We all know that. AI is no different. It is no different. Now, what can it do for us, though? There are many things it can do for us. Your job. And we're going to discuss those right now. Number one, it is automating and troubleshooting. ChatGPT could be trained to troubleshoot network issues by analyzing log files and other data, and provide recommendations for how to resolve problems more quickly and efficiently. So use ChatGPT. If you're confronted with a problem, you've searched Google and you haven't found it, try AI, try ChatGPT. The other thing it could do, it could generate documentation. As we saw, it spits out quite a bit of information. For example, let's say, give me 2 bullet points on route reflectors. Let's see what we get here. And you see, you could technically or literally put this into a document. Route reflectors are used to reduce the size of the BGP routing table and the amount of inter-router communication required to maintain it. Route reflectors reflect routes between BGP speakers within the same autonomous system. That is very key there. So like I said, the second point, so we already can do automated troubleshooting. Second point, documentation that it could put out. It could generate accurate and up-to-date documentation by automatically generating it based on the network configuration. And the other thing is real-time assistance. It literally could be a virtual assistant, providing you real-time assistance, answering your questions. So you're working on network tasks and you could keep building it and building it. It's just an amazing product. I think that if you use it wisely, like any product, you have to learn how to use this. And it's free now. It's in beta. It's free. Everything we put in here, obviously, they're collecting, making it better. It's kind of how Google Translate was in the years past. They kept collecting our information until they got a real good product. This product will evolve. ChatGPT will. And it will become better and better as time comes along. But it is expected that if you're in the industry, you also will get better and better at configuring and doing these things, and you'll get better at your job. And that is it. Just wanted to go over this ChatGPT. I will make a few more videos on this to demonstrate to you how awesome it could be to configure Fortinet, to configure AWS, to configure Azure M365. It is lit. Till next time.